Good morning. I want to take an extended portion this morning. We've been kind of doing a verse by verse, and we're going to keep with that theme in one sense, but I want to read verses 16 through 20 of Romans 7 and kind of take it as a larger chunk, because I think that we get a communication here about the kind of conflict that we often feel within us. Now, if I do what I do not want, I agree with the law, Paul says, that it's good. Well, how is it that I agree with the law that it's good? Well, I agree with the law because the law is bearing witness that what I'm doing is right, and that's a good thing. That identification that what I've done is wrong is a good thing. So now, verse 17, it's no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells within me. Now remember, Paul says the law is not bad. It's the law charges sin and kind of strikes it in such a way that it causes it to well up within me, and it begins to war against me. For I know that nothing good dwells in me, that is, in my flesh. For I have the desire to do what's right, but not the ability to carry it out. As a believer, you have a residual fallenness. It's kind of remaining in you, this flesh, and it wars against your spirit. It's not that there are two equal dogs within you that are warring, because you're a new creation in Christ, but you still have a flesh, and you still battle that flesh. It is an enemy against you, and Paul recognizes this and says, boy, it rears its way up. I desire to do what's right, but boy, I feel like I struggle to walk it out. Verse 19, for I do not do the good I want, but the evil I do not want is what I keep on doing. It's like I look and go, I want to do right, and yet sin keeps tripping me up. Verse 20, now if I do what I do not want, it's no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells in me. He's just recognizing that sin is what keeps tripping him up. Paul speaks here of the war within. And the war within is real. The war within is felt. You want to do right, and yet it feels like you have a hard time outrunning your flesh, right? Now, Romans 8 is going to teach us how to outrun our flesh by resting and relying on the Spirit. And here, Paul identifies, the law's good. It shows me what's wrong. But man, that flesh keeps coming back at me. As I read recently in a book, the author points out that the old Adam is a good swimmer. We try to drown him. We try to drown him. We try to drown him. We try to get him put to death, and yet he keeps hanging around. So my encouragement to you is that as you war with sin, you're not alone. As you war with sin, it's worth warring against. As you war with sin, don't lose heart. Don't lose heart. Take the fact that that you recognize and have conviction, and that the law, for example, comes and shows you what's wrong. You confess what's wrong and keep moving forward. But don't be beat down. Someone like Paul knows what it is to live in spiritual warfare. Don't yield to your flesh. We'll talk more in the future about yielding to the Spirit. But we go back into Romans 6, and we know that we don't want sin to reign in our mortal bodies, and we have to do everything we can to war against that. So war against that today. May the Lord bless you.